Okay, okay. Ah, right. Danny Darko. Wow. I'm struggling far more to describe this movie because what the fuck was that? I think I have some idea of what the ending meant, but I'm not sure. I know what everything else meant. No, I'm getting ahead of myself. This movie was genuinely great. If you hadn't seen it, I'd actually go as far as to say watch it before knowing anything. Spoilers or otherwise, just going completely blind. I'll give you the score. Fuck it. 9.2 out of 10. Alright, now leave and watch the fucking movie. I've decided to write this review before I go ahead and watch a YouTube video to figure out what the fuck this movie meant. You gotta review what's in front of you and how you look at it, not what it was trying to do, you know? It's clear to me in the end he killed himself to improve the lives of those around him. I'm not sure if this included time travel or if it was some sort of metaphor or hallucination or something. The ending, for those who don't remember, involves him time traveling and making the plane parts that hit his room while he was away with Frank initially actually kill him. Essentially, he time traveled and Frank was no longer there. The bit that I'm confused on is what the fuck's actually going on with Frank. He makes Donnie firstly leave his house to avoid the plane park killing him, then makes Donnie flood the school so he starts going with Gretchen, then makes him burn a pedo's house so his mother ends up on the plane the time travels and crashes into Donnie's room, killing him. I think a Pringles tin's upside down. Then at the end, it's revealed the Frank of his imagination was based on a real fella dressed as a bunny. His eye was fucked because Donnie shot him, and the real Frank was the one that killed Gretchen. So clearly, his subconscious already knew the turn of events that would take place. Is this perhaps the second go at the timeline? The only thing that wouldn't make sense in this case is how he didn't die in the first timeline if Frank didn't pull him from the house. This movie at its core is about mental illness. Donnie suffers from schizophrenia. At the time, he had paranoid schizophrenia, but that is no longer a recognized classification. Danny is too smart, which makes the schizophrenia worse as he understands it too much. He knows Franks isn't real, but still trusts every word he says. Part of that comes down to the book, but he flooded the school before he even found the fucking book. So the two main questions I have are one, whether or not my mic isn't out of sync, by the way. Yeah, I put one up after I said this. One, whether or not the time travel that occurred at the end was metaphorical, a hallucination, actual time travel, or up for interpretation. And two, how his subconscious knew the events that would play out. I'm gonna go find this shit out and come back to you. But great fucking movie. No matter what the ending truly meant leading up to it was still a great movie. If you remove anything to do with time travel, it's still a brilliant thriller, and Jake Gyllenhaal did a great fucking job as Danny. It got a sequel called Sammy Darko, but I doubt I'll watch that. This film on its own was a complete package. Okay, I watched some YouTube videos and I think I got it. So Frank isn't actually Donnie's subconscious, but rather some form of time traveling dead man that must lead Donnie to save the world. And the whole thing wasn't actually alternate timelines. It's a tangential dimension, and the ending is a return to the original dimension. Frank must make sure Donnie sends the jet engine through the wormhole back to the original dimension and kill himself to make all of it right. So all the world ending thing was real apparently, and without Donnie dying, the world would actually end. But what the ending really means is that a psychological thriller about a mentally ill teenage boy who must sacrifice himself to save the world and a fucking masterpiece. As well with my hypothesis, I think the whole like up for interpretation thing is also true. I think it did like a Shutter Island where like you can take it in multiple ways, but one of them is kind of like the right one. Right, see you next week. This film on its own was a complete package. Okay, I watched some YouTube. Just hang on, I'm gonna have to make it look like I actually did something.